Welcome back. Here we are, part two. We're going to be talking a little bit about the Euro 2024. And we got to ask you, what have you guys seen in Euro 2024 that you found stunning, absolutely mind-boggling, or surprising? I'll let you know what we've saw. Harry Kane, not being that great. England, struggling. France, dominant for all of 3 minutes before losing Mbappe and taking some of the wind out of their sails. I imagine they'll right the ship. Spain playing out of their minds. Germany playing out of their minds. This has been a fun little show to start off. Let me see if some other significant scores I saw. Switzerland beating Hungary 3-1. Of course, Shaqiri, I believe he featured in that. Let's take a look at the lineups there. Shaqiri did not feature. Did not feature in their 3-1 win. As is Switzerland moving past Shaqiri. I mean, the Fire let him go early. They play tomorrow at 2 p.m.
I won't be surprised if Shaqiri grabbed all his stuff and just went back home. Like, no, like just got the moving trucks ready, got everything out, not planning on coming back. You know, he's just gonna. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Honey,
But
pack the
anyways,
skis. Pack the skis.
Yeah.
I'm going to Switzerland. Honey, ski season isn't until December. I know. He ain't coming. Yeah, I wonder if he's coming back. But should he come back? I saw fans writing messages to him saying, "Good riddance, don't come back." And I was like, come on, guys. I felt like that's a little bit of an overstep. Like, this guy, he's fought for us in our jersey. He tries. He's out there playing defense, and it's so unmotivating to play for Frank Klopas in MLS in this current situation. I could feel for Shaqiri in that regard from the highs of his career. However, he's a paid professional. He should he should be doing a little bit more. And by a little bit more, it's like, have you guys watched him play? He's actually running his ass off on defense for most of the game, because Frick's tactics are not offensively inclined. However, True Marty did point out that their record without Shaqiri is impeccable.
Oh, it's much better without Shaqiri,
And that's a problem.
That makes him a liability. And you know what? This team can be talented. And they kind of shown flashes of it these past 2 games.
Do you think that that's going to stay? Do you think that this type of flashes could actually become consistent for the rest of the season, and this turns into a playoff-making team?
No.
You think that these are just flash in the pan, down to the players having a bubble up of camaraderie and the energy, and that you don't think it's going to be their next game?
No, I think, we see this every season with the Fire. That they'll put together a couple of good string games in the summer, and then they'll just fall off again, and they'll just spiral down and become easy points for the other team. And I think that we're gonna see that too. Whether or not we're gonna see in the next few games, I'm not sure. But I know they have, I believe it's 2 or 3 home road games that are coming up next. So, it could either be 3 draws or 3 heavy defeats.
Orlando City playing Chicago on June 22nd, and Seattle Sounders on June 29th, the 2 upcoming games.
So I'm not sure. I mean, it was fun, but it ain't gonna last.
That's the thing. That's how it always feels with the Fire. Like, we get gifted these one weird big wins, and Fire fans go goo goo gaga, and they think, oh my gosh, it's finally changed. No, guys. No. It has not changed. It is literally the same freaking thing. Don't get your hopes up. They're going to get dashed on the rocks again. What you need to do is understand that at the beginning of the season, if you see these flashes consistently over the first 3 or 4 or 5 games, then there's something to believe in there. We didn't see these in the first 5 or 6 games. We saw a gritty team that was not able to score, but we did not see this offensive output. This is an anomaly. This is a blind squirrel finding a nut every once in a while.
That's pretty much it. It's funny. So I didn't want to get too sidetracked because I know we're still talking about the Euros.
Yeah.
So if you want, let's finish up the Euros and then we'll go on to talk about the Fire.
All right. Write that down. Write that thought down so you save it. So let's just take a look. So there's a little bit of consternation with people in FIFA rankings saying, "Oh, Belgium, they lost to Slovakia." A guy who was playing who was playing for his market, his local markets club just last year, and now he's the defender stopping Lukaku. They're Belgium is the third ranked team in FIFA. Slovakia was 42nd or 44th, somewhere in that range. And everybody's throwing a fit about, how Belgium has, shit the bed. They had 2 goals taken away, and there was some funny ref business in that game. It makes me start to wonder, can Euros have a clean tournament? Like, I'm wondering about some of these refs as a whole. How do you find clean refs for this Euros tournament? Because I guarantee you all of them have some sort of weird grudge against one particular nation.
You know what? Let me ask you a question. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you know the answer to this.
Yep.
Where is UEFA using the same refs within UEFA?
That's what I'm wondering. So why? And I would wonder, because if I was you at Euros, they should get all American refs and all Asian refs.
No, no.
No? You don't think so?
I would say, just because, first of all, UEFA would never agree to that.
Right.
The best we can do, the best UEFA can do outside of Europe is get South American refs. Whether from Argentina, Brazil, Colombia, Chile, all the top leagues in South America. You probably get those refs.
Yeah.
They'll probably be your best bet in terms of getting someone that's not biased towards someone.
I don't know about that, because some of those South African refs were recently in a major scandal for match fixing. South African.
No, I'm talking about South America.
Oh, South American. Okay, I don't know about too many scandals there.
Yeah.
But there was a huge undercover guy in one of the African nations that basically exposed all sorts of corruption. That was several years ago. I haven't really heard that. I don't know. I'm wondering about some of this. Some of these are starting to be funny. The more that gambling gets involved with soccer, and it's been involved for years and years and years before Americans even had the ability to do what we do now. Yep. And I don't know if we're just noticing it more, but there seems to be strange calls happening all the time. There was a call in the France game right before Mbappe broke his nose, where the team that was playing them, let me double check who it was, who was playing France, because they were on a breakaway. Austria. They were on a breakaway, and the goalkeeper made an incredible save, and it went out for it should have been a corner kick. It went out for a goal kick. The announcers were like, "How did they get that wrong?" The player was like, how did they get that wrong? And I'm like, where is VAR? This is where VAR is supposed to step in, because this is a goal chance scoring. That's a half chance right there with the corner kick that's being denied Austria in a 0-0 game. And I wondered, is the ref not seeing it, or does he have to make that call because Austria was putting France under too much pressure, and that's not what they want? Meanwhile, Belgium, they wanted Belgium to lose, so they give Slovakia all the chances in the world. They make sure they don't call a certain handball on Slovakia's goal, but they do call a handball on the same situation for Belgium's goal. You could see it. They showed it. I'm starting to wonder about some of these matches being a little fishy.
You know what? It's FIFA. It's a business. They got to make their money.
It's entertainment.
It's entertainment, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It happens not only in UEFA, it happens in CONCACAF. It happens in CONMEBOL. It happens everywhere. You can't have your top dogs be embarrassed by minnows.
I think this has to do with salary, though, for some of these refs, because if these refs aren't getting paid enough, it opens the ability for corruption for all of them.
That is true. And this is why I might say, maybe you can bring American refs. I mean, that's a possibility. But then again, it's like
it should be fully international. It should be fully international ref teams. You got one American, you got a guy from Greece, you got a guy from Cameroon. and then you got a guy from South Africa or what have you, Gold Coast.
I always find it cool when they actually have refs from different countries, like refereeing one single match. For the most part, it tends to be like three of them are from the same place, and then one of them is like the odd man out.
That
so
to me is a little weird because even that's a little funky. It maybe should be 2-2.
Yeah,
I don't know, because maybe it should be 2-2.
To me, it always gets fishy when I always see like the linesman, call a corner kick or even a throw in, and then the ref cancels it out and say no, it's wrong way. It's the other team. To me it always strikes me as a little fishy because the one that has the best view is usually the linesman.
I gotta definitely commend some of these linemen because these linesmen have had to get faster. And I think a lot of them have. And they've gotten better, really good at this ability for them to call offside. I feel like they've gotten really, really good at their vision, running with. So commend to the ARs who have been, to me, there's been an improvement there from years past.
Yeah.
But that's
Definitely.
referees. Romania beats Ukraine. Not surprised. Poland lost to Netherlands. That was a great match. Netherlands and Poland it was neck and neck most of the game. England should have tied Serbia. That was a little down for England. It made me question their entire chances. And they're all praising their coach. They were all praising, Gareth Southgate, is this going to be his last chance, his last dance with England? It should be. It absolutely should be. How is there nobody better to manage England than this guy? And then Manchester United wants to go and make him their coach? Okay, yeah, maybe this guy can build something for a squad like Everton or West Ham, but this is not Man U quality.
No.
Nor is it up to I guess it's England quality, but they like losing.
That's the thing about England is that they always tend to get the random most person to coach their teams. It's like it's never been like, man, you have teams in the Premier League that are having these unstoppable runs.
Their next coach is going to be the clown from It.
There you go. What's so hard at getting like Pep Guardiola? He's going to be done. It's like, man, that guy will literally change the whole face of that team.
You know who they really should have got? Carlo Ancelotti.
There you go.
He was sitting there. He was sitting there before he went to Real Madrid. He could have been the coach.
That man's a legend.
He was the coach of Everton in 2021. Sitting there.
It's like, man, but somehow you settled on Gareth Southgate. Like,
why? Just because he got a cap against France 1 year? Come on.
Yeah.
I'm not too. You know what? I used to really root for England, but I feel a little down on rooting for England lately because I've been feeling like Americans have been getting hated on by English, and specifically because of the American owners that have taken over Manchester United or Liverpool. So I've been hearing these vitriolic attacks on the American ownership. I hear Roy Keane, who I love, taking shots at it, and it's just like it makes me a little bit like, you know what?
So this is what I was saying. When I were talking about the whole what the hell is that team from Wales again?
Wales? Well, Wrexham.
When people were saying, oh no, but these guys are different, blah blah blah, and I'm like, I know American sports, I know American ownership.
Yeah,
it's only a matter of time before they start pulling the strings. And you know what? And it's funny that some of the, I think some of the people were like, well, you don't know what you're talking about. But then again, it's like, dude, I've been living here and I've seen it happen in England. People are complaining about it in England. What makes you think that, it won't happen to Wrexham if they get to that level? So it is what it is.
How can it not happen, DPG? Do the math. Do the numbers. People want companies and corporations, want businesses to actually not be in the business of making money. They want them to be in the business of serving them, which the best businesses are, by the way, the best businesses are the best at serving you and also getting their take too.
Yeah. So American ownerships and European teams, that's like, oh man, it's gonna be rough for you guys because these guys, most of these American owners don't act like they're stewardess of the club or stewards of the club.
Mm-hmm.
Rather, they act more or less as, hey, how can I make money off this thing?
Well, look at the property that was what's his face, Deadpool, that he owned before. He owned the wireless company. He sold it. Yeah. However, and the question was, after him selling it, are they going to jack up the prices? Are they going to change things? Well, to their credit, that company has not. Not. So that is what, at least one past indicator for Ryan Reynolds, that maybe he might be different. Him and Rob McElhenney, they might be different types of owners. However, that's just one instance, and we don't know. There's going to be a point where you get so big that Wrexham fans are going to be like looking at Manchester United like, why can't that be us? Why can't we be Manchester United? We got international backing. We got a new stadium. We got a new bigger stadium. It's still the same. It's upgraded. Why can't we be as good as Manchester United, who's now permanently 8th place anyway?
The funny thing is that when the Glazers took over Man U, they put that loan that they took out to buy Man U, they put it on top. They put it towards the club, meaning that it was going to be the club's debt, not their debt. It was going to be the club's debt. So those $800 million or whatever amount it was, despite the fact that the Glazers took out that loan, rather than they themselves putting that loan for them, they put it on the club. So that was like the big controversy back then.
Does that impact their financial fair play? I wonder.
This was back before they even had financial fair play.
Oh, okay.
This was back in the early 2000s. They put that money. They basically gave that loan to the club. They said, "Okay, here, this is what we spent on buying you. So this, $800 whatever $1 million loan, it's now going to be your loan, not our loan. It's going to be your loan."
So did Manchester United now own the Glazers like that? Because it's like that seems like a weird middleman. Yeah. Like, oh, we're just the middleman. We got you the loan, and now you owe us.
Yeah.
That seems funky. But Euros has been fun. I thought I would be more into it than I am. I'm not terribly as interested as I thought I was going to be, and I wonder if it's because American players aren't playing in it, or if it's because it's summer and I got other shit going on. But there's also a part of me that's like, wait, this is kind of like set up for the Olympics. Not the Olympics, set up for the World Cup. This is kind of a nice pre-World Cup tournament. It was a nice sampling of great soccer matches. Yeah. So I'm just surprised that I'm not more interested and intrigued to watch some more of these matches. But however, I have caught a little bit of every single one. So, I mean, I must be interested somewhat, despite me proselytizing to the different.
Man,
they've been easy to pop on for the most part when they're not on that Fubo TV. So just have them on the side. I got put them on my phone or something if I'm at work and take a peek at it every so often. We're gonna have Croatia, Albania. Albania's been having a lot of fun. Germany, Hungary, Scotland, Switzerland. So Shaqiri might be going against Scotland tomorrow. If they're gonna play Shaqiri at all, he should play against Scotland. Scotland's not been playing well. They also have Germany. I don't know if Shaqiri plays Germany. However, he's got experience against the Germans. Former Bayern Munich man.
Yep.
All right. Should we shut it down here and come back? We'll talk fire.
Sounds good to me.
All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out here on Enemies of the Fire. When we come back, we're going to be talking shit on Shaqiri. Stay tuned for more. And Chicago Fire. See you guys on the flip side here on the show. Comment below. Hit that like button. I'm going to see how long I keep talking. Okay. Moment is in.